welcome back to the Model Shop. My name is Ben, and on this episode we're going to cover the forward fighting top or forward mast section, whatever you want to call it, on the Arizona build. We'll go through all the little parts, the construction process, some things I'm doing differently on the forward part versus the aft fighting top, just in terms of painting and everything. And then I'll show you some of the weathering techniques. Well, not the techniques, just washes, but I'll show you the results of the weathering. And yeah, where we're at on the build so far. I hope you guys have a great weekend and try and stay cool out there. Thanks for watching. So back in action here, I installed some of the photo etch detail that I had forgotten about or missed. So there's a little piece that goes right there in the bottom of the bridge. Then we had some ladders that I left them gold so you could see them in there. That one goes from down there to up here, and then move over. There are the two right back in there that connected the stack to the main conning tower, and then or the main bridge, sorry, and then you have two stairs there that go down on either side. We'll get that to focus a little bit. There's the other one. And then the same things on the other side. This was a little tricky to get those two in on the top because the one on the right, the railing, actually interfered with a little bit on the tower or on the stack area here. But anyway, those are in, and I wanted to show them to you there in the brass color, way down in there, before I painted them. And then the next thing we're going to do is add, there's a railing that goes right here. So I'll get those painted up and installed. Then we'll move on to the forward fighting top area. So let's make that happen now. So there's our little railing piece that I wanted to throw in. This actually was really complicated. If you could look down from the top here, the angle, everything's got to follow, and I did have it break on me right there. And what I'm going to do is probably just fill it in with a piece of styrene, just make like a styrene post right there, because I needed it to stay at that distance in order for everything to fit. So we've got to clean up some of that super glue on that edge that you see right there. We'll sand that off, and I think, like I said, I'll make a little post. But anyway, going to do the other one on the other side. Hopefully it goes a little bit better. And of course from back here, when it's all painted gray, it'll look fantastic. Alright, moving on. Alright, moving along, it's time to move on to the second fighting top. Excuse me. We've got our base pieces out here that we're going to start working with. We're going to be going back to, let's see here, this is our photo etch Arizona main top part 4. On the back page is all the little details, and the photo etch, just kind of like last time, we got to use up the stuff that's left. So right now we're going to, this is the bottom that goes onto the top. All of this gets removed, and we put a bunch of photo etch parts on, and we start putting it together. So this is pretty much a lot like the last top, except I'm going to go about possibly painting it in a little different style to make things a little bit easier. This is the other one, just a recap for those. I'm hoping this goes a lot more smoothly because it just drops in right up in there. So let's get some progress made here and show you what we got. Okay, progress. So first of all, we got this section of the top together. I don't know what I was thinking. I threw the machine guns on right away. Normally I would paint it and wait till that's done, but whatever. Then on the actual top itself, ta-da, here's the photo etch. We've got our little holes, sinkholes filled in, and then our PE installed. So the great part about this versus the last episode, last fighting top for the aft one, all these pieces to go together really tight, and they fit extremely well. You know, for example, see if we put this one in, there's our feet PE, and ta-da. Straighten it out a little bit. But I mean, that's it. It's on, it's pretty straight. I mean, you could adjust it a little bit, obviously. And you're in position. And then the legs, they're keyed, and they're keyed pretty tightly, and they pop in really well. Just like so. And you've got these little locator pins, areas like right down there. Sorry, I'll get the focus. Right down there and there for the whole thing to sit on. And then there you are. This is all kind of tight together, so I'm actually going to spray paint this whole bottom first, this whole section first, and then put everything together. What's great about this is from this tab right here up is white, and everything else below is not white. It's blue. And so I took this piece. This is actually on camera the first time I'm trying to do this. I haven't actually installed this all the way. There we go. Like so. Boom. And look at that. It lines up. It's total opposite of the experience I had last time on the back one. And I actually need to mark off my pencil here. The top, I'm going to put a couple of lines here and here. And what I'll do is I'll mask everything down from my line, including this level is going to be the navy blue. And everything above it will be white. If I do all that ahead of time, then I won't have any trouble. I can go ahead and throw my photo etch on for the rails and touch them up, because this is all easily accessible. We won't have any trouble with all of that. So there it is. Let's do a quick dry fitting of it on the ship so we can see what that looks like. Alright, there it is. It basically dropped right in place. I really didn't have any problems with anything at all. Let's see if I can turn this here a little bit. See, we're going to have to put in some PE and some stairs and things like that, but it just goes all the way down and drops into the floor right there. Apologize for the camera noise, but that's it. And it's straight and level. I could not, let's see here, if I can lower it down, could not believe how straight and level this all turned out. It's just all lined up, as you can see right there, the way it's supposed to be. It's fantastic. There's the one in the back. There's one in the front. I did notice this showed on the instructions, so like I said before, from here down is going to be blue, here up white. That actually is higher than the white over here, but that's the way the instructions said to do it. And I like the way it looks. It's fine. It'll be neat. So anyway, alright, that's the rough fit there. Let's start getting some things painted and put together more. Okay, progress. So we've masked off and painted the transition from the navy blue to the white, and I've done some initial weathering and assembling of parts. I also had to make this little block to just have something to hold this piece on, but if we zoom in here a little bit, you can see we've done some initial weathering and beating up of things. Got our machine guns mounted in here. Got the photo etch way up in there. I've got a couple other little extra pieces of photo etch you can see that I just installed that need to be painted. We've got our ladder that gets you all the way up on top. Right here, filled in these two holes. Hopefully you can make out the putty still there. I used white putty, white ensign putty, to make sure it was easier to sand up and paint over. And that is for the, I guess they're kind of antennas. They stick out on the side here. You get plastic and kit or photo etch provided parts versions of this, so I threw a course together the photo etch ones. This stair that you see right there, it is the one that goes in right here from this level to that level. There's a big one that goes that hole. It will go all the way down to the deck that the forward part of the tripod sits on, the mast there. So right now what we're doing is painting things up. I've got a little photo etch up here on the top. There's a bunch of fairly fragile pieces that go in place, and the only other thing that's kind of noteworthy at this point is, let's zoom in here, right there and there on these two spots right here and here, and obviously there and there, you have railing that needs to be installed. And because I wanted to use my airbrush and mask things off, you can see I had to touch things up a little bit with my paintbrush to get the lines looking more straight. Those needed to not be installed when this was all painted. So I'm going to paint, like I said, the stairs that go right here white. I'll get that installed, get this ladder painted white, and then I'll actually go ahead and install the railing that goes right here in feet photo etch, and it'll glue right on because you've got this nice big flat surface to attach it to, and then we'll just hand paint it with a brush. We'll get the rest of the details sorted out and it'll be installed. Really nothing happens down here at all, but I needed something to I needed somebody to like hold this in place so I could work on it. I'll probably actually put a piece of tape back here so that I can finish everything up. But this little block works out well and it keeps it safe. So anyway, that's some of our initial weathering and photo etch. Let's go ahead and get the rest put together. Here we go, all painted up and basically completely assembled with a little bit of weathering done. Yeah, really kind of went together like we planned. Got our parts painted, glued up, and then the railing and the stairs that you see there I added after the fact, and then just painted them post-installation. There's my forward range clock, which someone was polite enough to point out to me probably wasn't on the 1941 version by the time Pearl Harbor happened. That's a technicality I don't care about. I think it looks cool. We got our 50 cals installed, although it might be hard to tell. Those are the brass barrels that came with the kit. They're the last ones. Here are the, I hesitate to call them antennas because I don't know that these are antennas. I think they might just support the signal flags, and then they may actually support actual antennas, important cables. They are the kit provided photo etch parts. These are from the kit, and they are not included in the Big Egg kit because you get these and they work fantastic. The only thing that you had to do, let's zoom out here, I had to be careful to, as best as I could, get them level. The other problem that I had, let's zoom in a little bit here so you can see, note this angle there, and that there's a bend right here and it cocks around, and then obviously you have the opposite here. In the kit, these two pieces are cut out the exact same way, and then the implication is you should fold them the same way, which is what I did initially, and then you end up with two right sides, not the left side. So not a big deal. I had to cut the seam and flip it over, fold it the other way so that it went opposite. I also had a problem initially where this was canted up just slightly, and I put the other one on and it was level, and I realized, oh, you have to fiddle around with them to get them straight. Obviously they're not quite perfect. I mean, I could see it here in the camera, but it's pretty good. That's what it looks like from the side. And the front, like I said, we did some initial weathering. I think it looks pretty sharp. So the only thing that's really left is down in here. You can see there's one more stair, and that goes to the main deck. So the next part is just going to be the mount on a ship. Oh, and right there, that little hole, one more forward bell goes there. I'm going to wait until it's mounted to the ship, paint that up, and put it on, because I think that'll work out well. So, alright, that's it for having it here and stand. Let's go ahead and mount it to the ship and take a look at that. And there we go. All installed. No trouble at all. We'll zoom in down here. I didn't get the ladder in, I just dropped in the main mast. There's a whole bunch of little details that now need to be added. It looks good. That's all there really is to it. Let's get an angle here from the front. This bow is a lot longer than it looks. Oh yeah. Let's maybe drop down a little bit. Looks good. It's all lined up with, you can see the one behind it nicely. Makes the bridge look really beefy. Get down all the way down here by the bow. Take a look up there. I mean, if you're all the way up in the bow, that's pretty cool. I mean, this is just a model ship, but it's really big, and you can just imagine how big this thing was on the deck. So anyway, it looks good. Go ahead and turn it here. Get another view. So now we have a lot of details to add. Gotta finish putting the stairs in there. I got range finders that go there. I got parts that go up here that I made a long time ago. I actually realized, I saw an extra part on my photo etch kit, and I'm like, an extra railing, where does it go? It goes right there on top. I forgot to install it, so I'm going to cut that out real quick and put it in place. We've got some spotlights that go in, the ship's bell, little details. Just there's all sorts of little stuff that has to go in right now. So anyway, this is going to be it for this episode. I know it was a long time coming. That really wraps up the last major part of assembly for the ship. The next thing to do is start adding the guns and all the little details. So I think we're going to call it a wrap. Thank you for watching. I might do some washes and stuff next time, but yeah, the next video will probably be short and just be little details that we need to add. So anyway, thank you very much for watching, everybody. Sorry this was a long time coming. It's summer. I hope you all are enjoying the warm weather and your time off. And yeah, that's it, man. There she is for right now. We'll see you guys next time.